Hey friends, I thought we would try and finish up the emails from Italy guy. They get a little weirder and then he kind of cuts it off. As you know, normally I like to show y'all the emails. That way you know that what I'm reading is correct. But YouTube is being weird about it. I guess so many people are showing the emails right now that they think that it's reused content. I just had to file an appeal today and hopefully everything goes through and I don't lose my monetization and channel. We'll see. Keep an eye on my community tab, y'all, because I may have to start a second channel to make sure I don't lose everything. I hope that it doesn't come to that, but we will see. So, anyway, that being said, I am just going to read these emails and tell y'all what page they're on instead of actually showing them on the screen. I'm sorry it has to be that way, but yeah, I'm trying to keep us on the air here, y'all. Okay, so we are starting out on page 838. This is Outbound from Gypsy on March 16th, 2021. I have something I want to do, and I'm totally gonna do it. I just need a duel partner. I wanna have a lightsaber duel. I call dibs on the red saber. Smiley. I know how. I know. Don't fall to the dark side. Outbound from Gypsy. Aw. I secretly like those hot emails. Well, at least I know I'm not just the attention version of a booty call. I think you might like the woman inside the body. Smile. Maybe you won't send any hot emails, but I can't promise that I won't. Wink. The Valentine's Day picture was just so sexy. You were Calvin Klein underwear model worthy. My heart is racing just thinking about you. Heart. Outbound from Gypsy. I just today received your email with your proposal for continuing to get to know each other. No, I wasn't crying because I didn't feel accepted by people. On the contrary, I feel very accepted by others in the support groups. I was crying because Blank told me you were telling me goodbye. I mean, how did you expect me to feel? I grew attached. It's far too late now to leave and take me take it with ease. But you also don't have to stay in my life because you're afraid to make me feel a negative emotion. I know what I am walking into with you. I haven't yet earned the rank of Jedi Master, but I'm growing beyond my years as a Padawan learner. I make my choices in life, and whatever, I can't tell the last of that. It's cut off. Inbound to Gypsy. Yes, I just got your goodbye email, tongue face. So I assume you can see if your emails arrive. I know you are a sensitive person, so now I understand what you mean by loving on various degrees, and I respect that. When I let a person out of my heart, if she has behaved badly, for me, she no longer exists. For example, blank. Unfortunately, it is the story of my life. I give a lot and receive little, except from blank. But it doesn't matter anymore. I don't help people for to get something in return. I observe very carefully the people and situations that happen, but I try to reason with impartiality. The way Blank behaved disgusts me. I consider him weak and a coward. Sorry. I have already expressed my opinion on Blank. He is a good man, but if he was in love, as he said, he would not have abandoned you. It's easy now to leave and come back when you get out of jail, too comfortable. As I told you, your happiness is important to me, and if one day you will tell me that you want to go back with him, I will understand. The choice is yours. Outbound from Gypsy. I can just now see you received my goodbye email, tongue. As you can see, if it came down to it, I'd only want your happiness, even if I'm sad. Anyway, moving away from the relationship top until further notice. So I have been drawing more lately, and I just might draw you something. Smiley face. Inbound to Gypsy. Though there's two words there that I don't know how to say. Probably Italian. Buonasera. Gypsy, smiley face. It would be nice to train together, smiley face. I currently train at home, do stretching, lots of push ups, sit ups, and squats, and more exercises. I will resume my boxing training as soon as possible. In the garage, I have a small punching bag, skipping rope, and I can do shadow boxing. Recently, I watched the streaming series, The Undoing, with Nicole Kidman and Hugh Grant. It's a 6 episode psychological thriller. I really enjoyed it. This month on Netflix, Italy should transmit that series you wrote me, The One. Maybe I'll take a look. The songs you write me always hear them all. Outbound from Gypsy. Okay, but don't expect me to take it easy on you when we saber duel. Smile. If I can't have you in love, I'll have you in war. LOL. Outbound from Gypsy. Have you ever been to the ocean? I don't know how to swim, but someday I would like to take a trip someplace with a beautiful ocean. Ooh, that is she's doing that first time thing, y'all. Outbound from Gypsy. LOL. I got the picture of you with the emperor. Your face says no. Outbound from Gypsy. So, how long is Blank going to be home until she has to leave again for Spain? Or can she even go back to work with Italy's red zone? My father has a work schedule similar. He leaves for work and spends months at sea and is only at home for a month or two. It's strange, but when I read your emails, I can imagine hearing you speak with your accent. Smile. Outbound from Gypsy. So you caught that I speak with songs. Smile. Yes, I am guilty of doing that. I train nearly every day. I only take a week off when it's that time of the month. I do 20 minutes on the elliptical machine, 10 minutes on stair climber, 3 reps of eights on the weights. I enjoy it because that is my me time. There are two ways I relax, and that is either cozy under my blankets watching TV or by my more productive way is training. When I am mad or really in my box, I just need to be active so I don't fall into depression and want to sleep all the time. I also train in front of a huge wall mirror so I can see myself work out. I like to watch my hair bounce up and down when I am running. LOL. Shows she likes. And she says, I can request movies as long as it's not rated R to be shown on the movie channel. It is only a channel that broadcasts a chosen movie to the whole camp. That is how I've been able to watch some of the newer movies that have come out while I've been in prison. I just watched the new Disney Mulan movie. It was not bad, but it was too different from the animated version. Outbound, wanted, One Republic. Inbound, two Gypsy. Tisk, I used to be a boxer. I'm fast in my legs. You wouldn't beat me easily. Tongue face, tongue face. What if I told you I was on the dark side before and now I'm redeemed? Anyway, behind that photo with Palpatine, there is a funny story. One day I'll tell you. Winky face. I have been to the Indian Ocean. I told you about Thailand. One day I would like to go back. I'd like to teach you to swim. I'm not a swimming expert, but I can manage. My last vacation was in Tropea, summer 20. It says 2919. He means 2019, I'm sure. It's located in the region of Calabria. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Any Italian friends out there? Southern Italy. The sea is wonderful. If you can, do some research on the internet if you can access. Have you seen some nice movies recently? Outbound from Gypsy. The name Helena is pretty for a girl. Personally, I always like names that were different. The names Nova and Aurora Rose are the ones that appeal to me for a baby girl. I also like the name Merlin for a boy, but I doubt any man would remotely allow me to name our child after a wizard. And if I had twins, my twins would be Luke and Leia. Skywalker is a middle name. Smile. I'm so serious, by the way. And that's funny, y'all, because, like we've said before, Gypsy plans and names children with every dude. Sometimes the names overlap, sometimes they don't, but she tried out that Merlin with most people, and I think the only one who agreed to it was Ryan. Inbound to Gypsy. We're on page 839. Padawan, how are you? I just started working. I'm thinking of you. I miss you. Outbound from Gypsy. LOL, okay, not Merlin. LOL, tongue face. I believe that I would be a good mother someday, even if I have a few doozies for name suggestions. LOL, I often think about it. Smile. I have had babies on the brain since I was 19 years old, and as I get older, that desire only grows. But I want to be wise about when and with who. I do not want to become pregnant with any random guy. Not that I would sleep with any random guy. I just want it to be the right timing and the right circumstance. Oh my god, I don't even need to give commentary on why that's so hilarious. If you're listening, you know. We all know how Gypsy got out, married to Ryan, run off with Ken, got pregnant with him, baby came out with Ryan's name on the birth certificate. Timing is all kinds of screwed up. Some people don't even believe the baby is real. Oh my god. Outbound from Gypsy. Okay, so I'm fascinated with learning about various cultures. I like Irish Celtic culture. I took violin lessons as a child. Oh, that's new information, y'all. Did any one of you know that she took violin lessons? So that's something apparently Dee Dee gave her, unless she's just making it up. I can't imagine why she would, but I can't imagine why Gypsy would make up or do half the things that she does. What do y'all think? Does anyone think that she had violin lessons? Anyone heard of that? Let me know in the comments. Okay, back to your email. I can't verbally say the word statistics correctly. My fashion interest is bohemian and renaissance, almost gothic style. For example, I like dresses that look like they could be from the medieval ages with a touch of something modern. Okay, I'm breaking in here. That's kind of interesting because that's not that far off from how Dee Dee dressed her in The Princess Dresses. Just give it a little Renaissance fair twist, and what do you all think, friends? Okay, back to the email. I won't eat olives because the red core reminds me of a dog's wee wee. I have an interest in belly dancing. I also am not bad at erotic dancing. Do you dance at all? I don't tan easily. There are parts of my body that have never seen sun. Use your imagination. My first celebrity crush was Blank Copperfield, the famous illusionist. I was like 10. LOL. It's hilarious that they redacted Dave. Outbound from Gypsy. What do you mean by I am sweet, but a lot? Question. I am a lot of what? Inbound to Gypsy. Thank you for making my day better. Yesterday, I was a little worried about a friend of mine who was not feeling so well after the vaccine. It made me happy to laugh with you. I'm glad you knew, heart face. As I told you on the phone, respect is an important thing. In my short life, I realized that if you want respect, you must also give it. You know that. I like you so much and I feel something for you. I'm not saying it to flatter you. I can't believe I feel something for a person that I've never seen. What have you done to me? A magic from far? Tongue face. Yes, you understood perfectly. I mean, about making love. I am absolutely sure in this moment, just right now, if you were close to me and if I was single and we decided to sleep together, it would not be just sex, but something more. Right now, you could feel my heart beating fast. Smiley. I bet you are smiling while you were reading. Tongue face. Gypsy Rose, I am convinced that you are a beautiful person, and I hope you find the happiness you deserve. Happy Easter, my sweet Padawan. Okay, we're on page 840 now. It's a little strange. Outbound from Gypsy. Ah, I was kind of wondering if you were serious about the hair and scalp expertise. I thought you were saying that because of your own good hair. Smiley. What made you take an interest in that? Oh, and can I ask, since you would probably know, does brushing my hair make it grow faster? I ask because I lay on the table with my head off the table and brush upside down, and I often do honey treatments. Yes, I comb through my hair with honey and leave it in for a few hours, then rinse. Pure honey, I heard, is good for the hair. Please tell me I'm not crazy and these things do actually work for hair growth. Tongue face. So you want me to find your tender spot for myself? I will accept that. Heart. You dressed up as a priest. But LOL, personally, I think your lab coat is kind of hot. I think a lot of scenarios with your lab, wink, there is just something about a man in a doctor's coat that is so sexy. And I'm a nun. I like you are a priest. LOL, tongue face. Yes, I believe I will have children someday. I'm not sure how many, at least two. I would hope for a boy and a girl. What about you? If you have children, which are you hoping for, boy or girl or both? And if so, have you given any thought to names you like? I am sure Italian names are different than most American names, which is why I ask. Take for your name, for example, blank is a, and then it cuts off. Inbound to Gypsy. I just got off the phone with you. You are awesome. Moi. Outbound from Gypsy. I had the strangest feeling after waking up a moment ago. I was asleep after a long day and I found myself overcome with a loneliness that seemed so unbearable that I thought I would disappear into it. And then something happened. I thought of you and my loneliness faded completely away, and I woke up. Outbound from Gypsy. Let's watch a TV show together. I did see a preview for for a show called Gangs of London. It starts April 4th on AMC. If it interests you, maybe you can watch it too. Inbound to Gypsy. No, I am an expert in trichology. I'm not sure if I said that right, y'all. Medical specialization that studies the structure and functions of the hair and the affections of the scalp. That's strange. I thought he was an optometrist. Or are there two Italian guys? I don't know, y'all. Not of hairstyles, LOL. I was with those mustachioed nuns, penguins, up to 10 years. Then luckily, I went to public school. It's weird. Mustachioed nuns, penguins? Okay, back to the email. Unfortunately, my mother always kept me locked up at home. At 11, started sneaking out when she went back to work, but we'll talk about it later. For a beautiful young lady like you, I would see a nice acetate frame, not too thick and not too round. Something fashionable and colorful. Smile. Someday, if you come to see me, I'll make you a nice present. Smile. I will also make you a good visit. I have very sophisticated instruments. In Caserta, I am the only one who owns them. My most sensitive point is, well, that you have to find out, tongue face. You, a nun? I wouldn't really see you in a convent, lol. I once dressed as a priest. I'll leave the reasons to your imagination, tongue face. Boy, the weird stuff in these emails always escalates really quickly, y'all. Outbound from Gypsy. There has not been any news about when visits will return. What I do know is that the vaccine will become available for every adult in my state beginning April 9th, next month. I will take it as soon as it is offered to me. Most likely, it will be the J&J or the Moderna vaccine. I assume they will want the inmates vaccinated before starting visits. In the meantime, they are making plans to have video visits. I wrote to you that they are working on the installation of equipment needed. I'm sorry that I stumble over my words a little bit, y'all. As They have strange speech patterns, both of them, the way that they write. Italian guy, if he's actually Italian, that's understandable. If he's speaking a second language, I only know one language, but with Gypsy, that's just Gypsy. And the odd way that the emails are cut off and messed up doesn't make it any easier. So I'm doing my best, friends. Okay, outbound from Gypsy. Interesting, because I often fall asleep wanting to be held in your arms. Heart, you are also crossing someone's mind. Outbound from Gypsy. And just to go back to our dates, this is March 23rd, 2021. So these have all been pretty close together. Yes, a physical touch, even just holding someone's hand, is better than nothing at all. In the US, very few prisons still allow conjugal visits. Married couples are given the privilege to spend 24 hours to be sensually intimate with a setting similar to a small cottage house. Unfortunately, my facility is not among those that offer this. In here, during visits, guards who are far less intimidating than the name suggests keep a watchful eye on those who are hugging, kissing, and holding hands. They simply have to do their job looking for any illegal activities. The interaction is limited, so limited that they even monitor if you get too deep into a kiss. No French kisses allowed, lol, but I've managed to get a few good ones in, tongue face. I'm a very good kisser if you were wondering. She sounds like Ryan there, y'all. Okay, back to the email. Blank was always getting in trouble for touching me when he would visit too. No, not like that. He would touch my shoulder, try to wrap his arm around my waist or back or my arm, and the guards would remind him only holding hands is permitted besides the greeting and departing embrace and kiss. He would still always push the boundaries. I hated when he would because it only drew more attention to us. Curious face, like the sideways mouth. Even with the rules of the institution, I found a happiness in being able to be physically in front of my loved ones. Okay, so I assume she was talking about Ken with pushing the boundaries since that's who she's talked about before with them getting in trouble, getting the 6 month suspicion, blah, blah, blah. But this is the first time I've ever heard her talk about it in a negative way. What about y'all? She's always kind of bragged about it before to everyone else that he kissed her like a porno. Okay, so then we have inbound to Gypsy. As I told you on the phone, I'm sorry for what Blank said. I know you don't deserve this pain, but I'm sure you're aware that he wasn't the right person for you. Dry your tears. Things will get better. I'm sure of it. I'm sure one day you will also have beautiful babies. I'm sorry you didn't call me today. I understand you're still sad, sad face. I want to make it clear that you can call me even just to let up steam, even just to cry, also to be silent and say nothing. Please don't forget that. You can count on me. Inbound to Gypsy. Of course, I can tell you. So, I am very ticklish. I am a nonconformist. I am an expert in trichology, and I am passionate about dentistry. I am a discreet plumber. My favorite hero is the Batman. This is getting weird, y'all. My earliest memory dates back to when I was 3 years old. I was with my grandmother. I have very dear memories of my childhood. I went to the nuns in elementary school. I was very lively. The nuns often beat me. Squinchy eyes face. I also pulled a nun's hat. I classified them according to the mustache they had. Ha 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 ha. To the mother superior, I told her in front of my mother that she had to cut her mustache. This is so strange, y'all. So, okay, this dude is claiming to be an expert in trichology, which he says is something about hair, dentistry, and an optometrist. I know a lot of y'all have said you think he's a catfish. I think he very well might be. I go back and forth on that because the thing is, if he is catfishing, he is not just catfishing in these emails. He's catfishing on Facebook and the Gypsy support Facebook groups. He's catfishing talking to Rachel Garlic. He's catfishing talking to Christy because we saw in the last one that he sends her money. So, I mean, that is possible. But if he's a catfish, he's like really, really on it with the catfishing. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do y'all think, friends? Like that got super weird. And the stuff he's saying about the nuns. I mean, I know that nuns have a bad reputation. I've only had experience with one and it was positive. So I don't know, but just wow. He seems like somebody who's got some problems and is reaching out to someone who clearly also has problems. I mean, she's sitting in prison for murder that he thinks won't judge him. I don't know. What do y'all think? Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up soon with just a few more, and then we'll read what I think is his last one to her, but we'll see. Outbound from Gypsy. You are certainly a Jedi Master indeed. You have a great deal of wisdom for being as young as you are. I struggle with thinking before acting. I have always been the impulsive type. That's the damn truth, y'all. Okay, back to the email. I feel, then react. I normally don't think until it's too late. That has been my problem for so many of the bad choices I've made in my life. I can't see you making any bad choices. You seem very responsible. I can learn a thing or two from you. Outbound from Gypsy. Have you ever been to Paris or England? Inbound to Gypsy. Honestly, I've done a lot of crap in my life, but I did it at the right age. Fortunately, I learned from my mistakes. I was also an impulsive type. Maybe I still am a little bit, so I can understand you very well. I have also caused some men unhappiness in the past. I have been with engaged women, but I was very young and arrogant, from 18 to 23 years old. At 23, I got engaged to blank. I will never be with engaged women again, never again. I have been to France, Nice, Cannes, Saint-Tropez. Unfortunately, I've never seen Paris. I booked a vacation to London with blank, but then we broke up. That's funny that he's talking about I will never be with engaged women again. But he said that he's in a long term relationship of 10 years or so, and that she's asked him to marry her and he's refused. I don't know. If any of this is real at all, I suspect he is either married or engaged. What do y'all think, friends? Outbound from Gypsy. You are very ticklish. Where is your most tender spot to touch? Not for the purpose of tickling, but where is a spot to touch that you like to be lightly touched? An expert in hair? Well, you do have sexy hair, Smiley. You went to a Catholic school? Well, that explains everything in reference to your lack of interest to religion. My mother wanted me to be committed to the nunnery. She felt my place was among the nuns. I'm certainly not nun material. That is kind of funny because historically, women who were hard for a family to control were committed to nunneries. It was often abusive, but I can imagine that there were definitely moments in trying to deal with Gypsy where Dee Dee was just like, "Oh my god, ship her off to the nunnery." What do y'all think, friends? Outbound from Gypsy. Blank, you just touched a part of my heart that I thought was lost. It's not easy, especially anymore, to make me have tears of a tender heart, but I felt them from reading your email today. Heart, moi, 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 moi. You make me want to purr in your ear all night. Heart, remember my kitten play fetish? God, y'all. Outbound from Gypsy. I'm not sure if you are into weird TV shows like American Horror Story, but there is a show called Blood Drive. It is rated R. The first scene I saw was this guy driving a car that runs on blood as fuel, and this chick straddles him in the front seat while the car is going like 90 miles an hour. I saw that scene and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna love this show. It's all about a car race with a messed up twist. I was shocked this TV series was even viewable to us. Every week, my jaw would drop a little more. I want to say it aired in 2017. Well, y'all, I'm shocked too. I'm starting to wonder what prison is all about because there's very little that I see from Gypsy that could be classified as punishment or rehabilitation other than some classes. What do y'all think, friends? Okay, they get into some weird Catholic role playing. This is the first I've seen of this, y'all. I wonder if that facilitated her transformation from Wicca to Christian. Outbound from Gypsy, and this is on page 841 on the April 6, 2021. Dear Blank. Okay, so I received several emails from over the last few days. So much to reply to. Where do I start? Okay, well, first, I don't need any money. I have enough. Besides, put what you would have sent me in savings so you can visit me and come absolve me of my sins. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned thinking about you. Tongue face. I about fell over laughing. I am glad I made you feel better the other day. I always want to be someone you can count on to be there, even from thousands of miles away. Heart, as I said, we both might feel equally alone at times, but I'm always here for you. I don't care how long it takes to earn your trust. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, on the topic of children, I have been thinking over the last few days about what happens if I don't have a stable relationship by the time I'm 35. I think if that happens, I'm going to have a donor. At least then, I would not be putting off my fate of having children in the hands of a man. Men have let me down before. So, with having an arrangement such as a donor, whether that be from a clinic or a friend who simply wishes to help me to get pregnant but has no desire to have any claim on a child, or a person who might want to be in a co parenting situation, wink, teasing you. These are all alternatives to having children within a committed relationship if that does not present itself to be the case. Unfortunately, I cannot give you much advice about Blink because you will think my opinions are biased. All I do know is at some point you will have to make a decision about your future with or without me in the picture. Believe me, I know you don't want to hurt either one of us. The difficult truth is that I want to be the one and only, and I know you can't give that to me while with her. This I am more than aware of. Your heart is what I want, but I must not let that interfere with our friendship. I put it out of my mind most of the time. I am also realistic in knowing I cannot offer much while I am in prison. But what if we spent a few days in Rome together and explored this deeper? It might be what we need to do in order for us to feel any kind of relief. If you won't regret it, can you give me one night? Maybe that is a suggestion meant for a face to face conversation. We can sort things out then. I do like that picture. LOL, you little devil. Moi. Oh, friends. It gets a little weirder. Outbound from Gypsy. Blank, do you ever hold your pillow or maybe even her and think of me? God, y'all. Oh my God. Remember stuff like that whenever Gypsy tries to claim to be so much better than other women. Outbound from Gypsy. I talked to you for a little bit and now I'm going back to sleepy happy. Smile. You have such a tenderness in you that I love about you. Moi. Inbound to Gypsy. Good morning, Sister Gypsy Rose. This is Father Blank, and I want to inform you that I hope to came to you to Chillicothe as soon as possible for praying together and to listen to your confession and absolve you from your sins. God bless you, tongue face. I'm in silly mode. If you were with me right now, I'd put some music on and make you dance a little, tongue face. I miss you, my Padawan. Outbound from Gypsy. Dang, I misplaced your address. What is it again? Outbound from Gypsy. I think you can change your look and look handsome no matter what. I like both. I like a beard, but baby face is cute too. Smile. I keep thinking about your beard tickling my skin. Inbound to Gypsy. Ciao, sweetie. I didn't sleep much last night. Blink didn't feel very well. Since she got the AstraZeneca vaccine, she has had heart rate problems. Now we just got back to the doctor. We must investigate more about this cardiac rate. Now she is in the shower. Don't worry, these issues don't impress me easily. I have good self control. As soon as possible, we will resume the speech of our mothers. I'm sorry they seized your TV. Shit. Write me as much as you want. For me, it is a pleasure. Do you need stamps? Well, that was weird. We will resume the speech of our mothers. I don't know what he is talking about there. But yeah, it's so weird. They're always talking about his girlfriend. Okay, here we go. Another super weird one. Inbound to Gypsy. Gypsy, I have to confess something. I know exactly when you're talking about kitten play fetish, squinchy eye face. Blank has the same fetish as you, and Blank had a little too. My life is made up of meowing, purring, and puffing and more things. But is it a conspiracy? Wink face. Anyway, jokes aside, it's not a problem. On the contrary, now I also sometimes say meow or hiss. Call me Tuesday at 11. Moi. Meow. Outbound from Gypsy. I have another question for you about hair. Since when I was a young child, I was blonde until about the age 5 or 6, my hair began to darken and then I became a brunette. Do you know why? And when referring to Punnett Square, my mom had dark eyes and dark hair, while my father has blonde hair and blue eyes. I don't know what that was supposed to be. Punet? Punet, Punnett Square? Okay, I'm just going to read three more emails. Inbound to Gypsy. Ciao, Gypsy. I have a 5 minute break and I am writing you. Yesterday I was in my yard and I ran to answer the phone. I wanted to hear your sweet voice. Smile, as I told you on the phone. I'm glad to receive compliments from you. Smile. You are not a stranger for me. You are my Padawan. Winky face. I'm trying to trust you. I am convinced that the inner beauty is worth more than the outer one. That is why I wear that weird look. I want to be appreciated for who I really am. I know you're understanding my personality. Blank like the bald head, but hated the mustache. Squinch face, have you seen the first episode of Gangs of London? Did you like it? I'm still have to finish watching it. I'm watching it in my streaming. By the way, your stepmother gave me her PayPal address. Money always comes in, y'all. Okay, so in this one, Gypsy talks about her mom. Outbound. Dearest one, I understand now. I'm sorry for asking if drugs was involved. I only asked that because I had loved ones that had a difficult past, and drugs was often the case. I know now it is about your mother. Sweetie, you don't have to avoid talking about anything with me for the reason you do not want to feel uncomfortable. It's okay to talk about whatever happened with you and your mother with me. My relationship with my mother was very unhealthy. We slept in the same bed, we bathed together. I was hardly ever alone, which, from what I gather, you were the opposite end of the spectrum. Since you mentioned you were often left alone, neither of us had a happy middle ground. I believe things really began to be manipulative when I was around 6 or 7. I was growing out of the babyish cartoons and began watching Disney princess movies and playing with Barbie dolls. There's another contradiction, y'all. I'm breaking into this email to say because she's always changing the date whenever she started playing with Barbie dolls now and then. Even way back then, my mother displayed a hesitant opinion about me growing up and growing away from her care. It was at this time she started showing signs of wanting to make me younger, and it was also at this time she kept me from playing with other children. She only continued this path of forcing stages of mental and physical growth to be a step behind, making it so I would always need her close. You have to understand that I was all my mother had to herself, and she was a very bitter woman after my father divorced her. He was the man who ruined her. She told me at a young age, never trust a man. They are beautiful to look at, but never love one because he will hurt you. He will betray you and he will leave you. I never understood this until blank broke my heart. I truly believe, alongside with MVP, her actions were that of a desperate woman's desire to be wanted and needed by someone. This saddens me because she didn't claim to do all of that to keep me close. Some people self destruct themselves, and others take victims with them. I feel anger for what happened. I often feel confused about it, about how to feel about her, but I don't ever let it consume who I am. And I'm proud of you for using your emotions in a healthy manner. I love Blank as my mom now because she gives me room to grow and make choices, even if they are mistakes at times. Blank shows me how a mother shows love. I am learning how a mother should be watching Blank. So now, when I have children of my own, I know what kind of mother I want to be and what I will never be. When I am a mother, I will be so overjoyed to see those milestones of growth. Whichever I have, whether it is a boy or girl, I can't wait for him or her to be experiencing the things I never did. That doesn't mean I'll raise a spoiled brat. I'll teach to be humble too. Smiley face. Okay, inbound to Gypsy. Ciao, Padawan. I'm finished to work. I'm going to supermarket. I ordered pizza for tonight. I love pizza. I'm a effing Ninja Turtle. What do you think about politically correct in movies and TV show? I want to make in clarity that I'm not racist. On the contrary, I have a dear friend, Black. Do you think it's necessary to change ethnic and characters born white? In Italy, there are no much black people, and unfortunately, they are almost all poor. Sad face. That dear friend of mine is adoptive. On the contrary, there are many Chinese people that have shops and restaurants. I know the situation in America, it's very different. I could give you a long list of fictional and literary characters whose skin color has been changed in TV transposition. I am absolutely in favor of films starring people of color. Marvel's Black Panther is awesome. Oh, that's how he spelled it, Black Panther. I also love Eddie Murphy, Will Smith, and Denzel Washington. I mean, I heard it should make a new movie about Black Blank Bond, Black James Bond. They censored James. I think they could introduce, for example, a blank Bond nephew instead of changing ethnicity to the original character. I hope I have expressed myself well. P.S. I would like to see American Horror Story. Outbound from Gypsy. I'm a 32 B cup. Wink. My ass is 36 inches. Okay, and then we have what he says is his last email to Gypsy. I'm not sure if it actually is or not, but it's going to be my last one for this video, friends. My dear Gypsy Rose, this is my last email. You're right. I need to think about my relationship with Blink. You absolutely don't have to apologize. I am the one who must apologize. I don't kept my emotions in check and I let myself go too much. Please excuse me. How strange. These days, I remembered an old dear friend. We have been friends for 2 years, and I thought I had found a female friend to confide in. Suddenly, she disappeared without saying goodbye, and I was upset. Sometime later, I learned that she was falling in love with me, and she preferred to take distance from me. To me, she was just a friend, and she understood that. I'm telling you this because you and I are getting too attached, and it is better to take distance each other. Now we can't even be friends. I prefer to do the right thing. I have to do the right thing. I'm not like other men. I'm not saying I'm better than others. On the contrary, I'm just saying I'm different. I'm also sorry you're still sad for Blank. I don't think you should, and I want to tell you why. You got close to him after breaking up with Blank, who you were really in love with. You fell in love with him after he told you he was in love with you. He told you it was love at first sight, but he never saw you in person. A bit strange. You don't have many things, hobbies in common. You also wrote to me that you know he should treat you differently, so it seems pretty obvious that maybe you're not in love. You just feel alone, and it makes you crazy that he doesn't write and answer you. Deep down, you know that. Maybe you want a relationship at all costs, and that confuses you a little. I believe you can try and build a solid relationship with someone when you get out of jail. If something bothers you and makes you sad, don't hurt yourself just for having a boyfriend husband. Don't be like many women and men. Have respect for yourself. Oh my god, y'all, we went through a lot in these few emails. They did Catholic role play. The dude says that he is also into kitten play fetishes, as is his girlfriend and one of his exes. And he claims to not only be an optometrist, but a dentist and some sort of hair specialist. Good lord, y'all. What do y'all think? I'm gonna go film a palette cleanser. We've got a new bud coming up in the water lily and feed Coolio and Biggie. And I will see you all in the comments. Have a good day, friends. So I took too long recording and editing, and it was too dark outside to actually see Coolio and Biggie to feed them. So instead, I informed the cats that they're going to have to do their influencer job. Now, it's kind of appropriate that we go out with a cat palette cleanser, and I just want everyone to know that the only people who act like cats in our house is these two. The only kitten fetish here is giving these two treats and making sure they have all the toys and cat beds and head scratches and stuff they want. Coda doesn't want any. He just stays over there giving me kind of grumpy looks, like he's not really pleased about his influencer job. Have a good day, friends.